Speech class, this one's for you. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. I'm so excited. We're getting those intros, the practice sessions for the intros out of the way. Okay. All right. And it's the same intro you can use on speech day. Bonus. All right. For those folks that haven't yet done their intros, you know that's coming. Group B group. You guys are playing on Friday. Okay, we're going to practice. We're going to practice when you get here on Thursday, and we're going to run through some of this stuff too. All right, online only. You distance learners, you're going to have to send me a video to my email address, of you performing your introductions so that I can critique it. Okay, good, got it, great. Now, for something completely different, we're going to talk about the body of the speech for the first time. But first, we're going to chunk it down a little bit. We're going to talk today about how to organize your main points and then how to move from main point to main point. Much of this is going to be redundant with your English classes, some stuff you already should know. So I'm going to go through it. Sorry. I'm going to go through it rather quickly. All right. So here we go. Here's how, if I were you, here's how to organize those main points and how to organize the body of this speech. All right. You know my speech about the 3 packs necessary to travel in the boundary waters? I have choices. Your speech about making good homemade chocolate chip cookies in 3 simple steps? You have choices. The life and times of the great artist known as Michael Jackson? You have choices. All right? The reasons why McDonald's is a great fast food restaurant? Choices. Here are ways to commonly organize your speeches. Okay, the first one is a very popular way to organize the body main points, and that is order of importance. Order of importance. In speech class, don't try this in English 10, but in speech class, we always move from the least important to the most important, especially when we talk persuasion. We want to leave the most important ringing in the audience's ears to persuade them. But even in a great informative speech, order of important moves from what you, the speaker, chooses as least important, next, and most important. All right. In my speech, for instance, about the 3 packs needed to travel in the boundary waters, I might start with the personal pack. It's clothes, a book, there's some Tylenol in case you get a headache. All right. I would then quickly shift to the food pack as the next important pack. But that's breakfast, lunches, and dinners. But you have to pack for every meal, and you have to organize it so it's light. It's important. The food pack, I think, is a little more important, but the most important pack is that gear pack. And if my speech is organized order of importance, then I have to end with that gear pack, and I have to spend a lot of time there. All right? Order of importance. And really, quite frankly, again, you get to pick it. So pick what you think is the most important and save it for last. And then flip a coin, or what's least important sometimes. You really do. All right? All right. If my speech was about McDonald's, there are 3 reasons to eat at McDonald's: the food, the environment, and their customer service. All right? All right. I might start with the environment. Then I would shift to customer service. But the most important reason to eat at McDonald's is the food. Yummy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't eat there. But you know what I mean. Order of importance. The next way to organize a speech is called classification. Classification. An organized speech around classes that already exist. Like if you're doing an automobile speech, sedans, and sports cars, those are classes of automobiles that already exist. Minivans, pick-me-up trucks, those automobiles, those classes already exist. If I'm doing a speech on fossils, I might organize my fossils collectively in classes that already exist. The Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous periods, and fossils of each period. 10 jewel crown, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. There. Come over someday, maybe play poker. Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, maybe play Mississippian, Pennsylvanian, and present. Oh my God. Useless information. Golly. Oh, golly. This lecture brought to you by Diet Coke. Hi. Yummy. The next way to organize a speech, the next possibility for you is chronologically, and sometimes speeches just lend themselves so easily to chronology, which means in order according to time. Most of the time it moves forward in time. Sometimes you can organize it so it moves backwards in time. Chronological, though, always goes with the clock or the calendar. All right, like if you were giving a Michael Jackson speech, you could organize it chronologically. Michael Jackson as a young child, Michael Jackson in his teen years, Michael Jackson as an adult right before he died. All right, chronologically over time. If you're giving a history of the Boundary Waters speech, the history of the place we know as the Boundary Waters, that would lead itself right closely, or right nicely, I should say, to chronological organization. Boundary waters of the 1940s and 50s, the boundary waters of the 1960s, the boundary waters of 1970s through the present. Okay? No time like the present time. All right. So chronological moves with time. Then there's another way to organize a speech, and that is spatially, according to spaces, actual spaces. Okay? For instance, I don't know. Let's look around because I haven't thought through this enough. Okay? If I'm doing a speech on the Stanley thermos, oh my God, I hope this works. If I'm doing a speech on the Stanley thermos and I want to organize it spatially, I'm going to talk about the spaces. Okay? For instance, I'm going to talk about the handle. Main point 1, the handle. Oh my God. Okay, main point 2. I'm going to talk about the body structure of the Stanley thermos space. Main point 3. Wow, that takes a long time. The inside. I'm going to talk about the inside construction of the Stanley thermos. Oh, that just smells too good. Ooh. Excuse me for a moment. now I'm drinking Diet Coke and coffee simultaneously. Oh man. Okay. Let's pick a different subject. Like if I was doing a chronological speech on on a DVD player, because I just saw one across the room, I would talk about the knobs on the front, the jacks on the back. That's spatially organized. 2 main points there. All right, campers, you get to pick. You get to pick how you want to organize your speech. Once you pick, hey, I've got a great chronological speech, or I want to go order of importance, or I want to talk about these spaces. You know, once you pick that, classification maybe, then we have to write those main point Roman numeral transitions. Main point Roman numeral transitions. Here's where I get to go really quickly. You have 2 choices from English 10. I know you know this, so let's just review. Choice number one is parallel structure transitions. What? Yeah, parallel structure transitions. That's where you actually use words like the first, the second, the third, or the first, the next, the last. And you insert the key points from your thesis statement, like in my case, packs necessary to travel in the boundary waters, and then you name one. Oh, okay, campers, here's an example. I'm going to walk and talk at the same time on those main point transitions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use parallel structure, and I'm going to write the following for my speech. Roman numeral 1. The first pack needed to travel in the boundary water canoe area wilderness is the personal pack. Later in my speech, I'm going to walk and talk again at Roman numeral 2. Listen. The second pack needed to travel in the boundary water canoe area wilderness is the food pack. Even later in my speech, I'm walking and talking again. Listen. The third and final pack needed to travel in the boundary water canoe area wilderness is the gear pack. And you can do the same thing for any of those other speeches that we talked about. Let's take the McDonald's speech. The first reason that McDonald's is a great restaurant is the customer service. The second reason that McDonald's is a great restaurant is the environment. The third reason that McDonald's is a great restaurant is because of the awesome food. Okay? First, second, and third. Say the actual words. Now let's pretend that you're going to take the next possibility for main point transitions. Remember from English 10, those are called summary preview. Roman numeral 1 is going to sound quite similar. Listen. The first pack needed to travel in the boundary waters is the personal pack. But when you get to Roman numeral 2, the next main point, talking about the food pack, I'm actually going to go backwards, summarize where I've been, then I'm going to move forward with the preview of the next pack. It goes like this. Not only is the personal pack a pack that's needed to travel in the boundary waters, but the next pack that every boundary water traveler should have is a food pack. Okay, I'm moving backwards, then I'm going forward. And when I get to Roman numeral 3, I need to go backwards twice. It goes like this. The personal pack and the food pack are necessary packs for travel in the boundary waters, but the most important pack of all needed is the gear pack. Okay, backwards twice, forward again, summarizing, and then previewing the next point. I'm going to run summary preview again for that McDonald's speech, because in parallel structure, it would go the first reason to eat at McDonald's, the second reason to eat at McDonald's, the third reason to eat at McDonald's is the awesome food. But if I'm running parallel structure, I do this. The first reason, oh, so sorry. I'm sorry. Really, my apologies. I do this. Wow, I bet that was loud. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. If I'm running a classic parallel structure, I'm going to say the first reason to eat at McDonald's is the environment. The second reason to eat at McDonald's is the customer service, and the third reason, blah, blah, blah. If I'm going if I'm going summary preview, the first one sounds the same. The first reason to eat at McDonald's is the great customer service. Then I'm going to write number 2, go back to customer service and preview that environment like this. Not only should you eat at McDonald's because of the great customer service, but another reason to eat at McDonald's is the wonderful environment. Okay, backwards, forward. For number 3, great customer service and the environment are awesome reasons to eat at McDonald's, but the most important reason is their food. Backwards twice, forward with food. All right, I think you get it because it's all redundant. It's all English 10, and you guys know how to write. Coffee or Diet Coke? I'll take the coffee. Ah, yummy. You're good writers, all right? And honestly, quite frankly, this is the next piece of the puzzle. I need you to write your main point transition sentences only after you pick one of those ways to organize your speech. I'm going to pick order of importance. And I also am going to make it, easy for myself, and I'm going to write a simple parallel structure, Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3. The first pack needed to travel in the boundary waters, the second pack needed to travel, and finally, the third pack needed to travel in the boundary waters is the gear pack. All right, pick a way to organize, write the Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3 sentences out for me, and you'll see where I call for those to be do. Do. First, you got to watch this. Then you got to do. Okay? I don't know. Cheers.